Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County, an Ontario themed city, and make sure to hit the like button. The like button helps the channel a lot. We got a lot planned in today's episode. We are going to start our first specialized industry, and we're going to start a farm out over here where we are right now. But we got a few things to take care of first. One of that is being some garbage issues that we have. So we're gonna go over to our landfill and we're gonna just add another one. This is just a temporary fix until we unlock some other options. And then I'm also going to turn off the current landfills that are full, so we're not paying for them. And then this will help out. Another thing we can do as well is we can add in another recycling plant, and that will help out alongside that. Anyways, so we are going to look at building a farm out over here, and in order to do that, we are going to need an interchange out this way. One, because it'll be a bit more efficient for everything to move around, and two, we should probably look at starting to maybe build over this way at a later date, and start looking at building on this side of the river as well. We should also, if we have time, continue building out this area, but I really want to get a farm in because we have a ton of demand for it. We have a pretty high unemployment rate as well, so that tells me that we need jobs. All right, so I'm kind of eyeing this specific area for the farm, including this little patch. So I kind of want to get the interchange pretty much in the middle between the bridge and this highway, or this rail bridge as well. And since this is not a busy interchange at the moment, we are going to build a pretty simple diamond interchange. All right, so we're gonna bring this up to 9, I think, and we'll just bring this right across like this and check to see if it's high enough. It barely is, but that's okay. And then we are going to just simply bring this down. And my trick for building diamond interchanges is, especially on this part, is to just pull it back until it snaps back like that. And if you go one more, or a bit longer, I guess. Oh, you know what? It's because I don't have that on. There we go. As soon as it snaps back like that, bring it over here. That gives you the longest possible slope without using Move It. There we go. That's pretty good. It seems like the trucks are all getting under that. Should probably raise it up a bit. So I know we went to 9, perhaps go to 10. So we'll just raise it up ever so slightly. Fantastic. And then we are going to look at connecting this area using these bridges. And this is going to be a bit of a grid break as well. But first we need to connect up the rest of our diamond interchange. So we're going to use highway ramps, and we are just going to pretty simply bring them out like this. Same thing on this side, and then click home. Same thing. There we go. So it's pretty even. And then we're just going to connect them up, and that works for me. Just trying to keep it relatively even on both sides. That's pretty good. It's pretty clean, not gonna lie. All right, so we'll just flip this around and make sure that the ramps are proper. And then we're gonna just use Move It here, and we're just going to tweak this ever so slightly. So just bring them in, and this is going to help out with the sloping. Now it is pretty steep, so what we can do is we can also raise this node ever so slightly. And I'm just going to grab this one and say same height, whoops, and then do the same thing. Grab both of these and same height as that. All right, and then another trick you can do is just use the node controller as well. And what we're going to do is we're just going to slope the node. All right, we'll do it again over here, slope, and then we'll exit, slope, exit, slope. There we go. So it's pretty clean interchange. We have lights on it right now, which we don't really need. But what we will do first is just clean up the area a little bit with some smoothing tool. And it'll help clear out these bumps ever so slightly, but I'm not sure if it's going to really make that much of a difference. Alright, so then we're just going to use our traffic tool here, and we are just going to give dedicated turning lanes. We're also going to say you can't go straight over there, and then we're going to give stop signs for now. Alright, so that kind of works for us. It has some dedicated turning lanes, and yeah, so with that in place, we can now look at connecting up some of the smaller roads over this way, but I think for right now we'll just connect this road up. So for this road, we're just using the basic road of the game, and we're just going to use the freeform tool, and we're actually going to take this back a bit. Oops, it's right here, and then we're just going to go right up against the road here. Actually, I'm going to try to connect up on a single curve. How about that? Let's go a bit farther. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll curve in like that. It's a bit different. And this way people can also use interchange to get off the highway here, but I don't see why anyone really would, because it's not really convenient at the moment. And then we're also just going to build out here with a straight road just temporarily, because this is going to maintain our grid line from the other side. All right, so now that we're over here, I'm going to switch over to industrial roads, and that's right here. Okay, and I think pretty simply enough, we're just going to build some roads straight off of this interchange, like so. All right, and then we also have an opportunity to go straight here as well, but first I want to just kind of plan out what we're going to be doing here. So I think I'm going to keep some of the heavier industry parts of this build over on this side, and then we'll keep the farming materials over this way. So I'm going to actually just bring this road pretty straight up right here, and this also gives us an opportunity to do the same for this way. I think with that in mind, we're kind of planning out the rest of the area here. This can be a pretty cool development once we connect up over here. Cool little suburb. But we're not doing that today. This is more of a planning episode and building the farm. All right, so we have lots of space for some nice fields here. So we're just gonna bring this right up to the rail line. And I think we're gonna do something similar to what we've done in the past with farms. If you're new to the channel, I really like compartmentalizing the industries. All right, so we're just going to make an industry area. And we're just going to paint this in right like this. And you know, it's not the cleanest right now, but just everything on this side of the rail line. And then we'll also bring it down to the highway here. More center, so that's not going to be the name forever. Oops. But I'm just going to leave it for now. All right, so we're going to try to make it a bit like a modern day farm. So we're just going to bring a road. So this is the prime real estate for the farm fields. We're just going to bring this road out about over here. Just bring it up. And yes, I think this is going to work out. We're going to have enough space for the crops. And then we're just going to plant the farmhouse down right along here. And I'm just going to space it off the road ever so slightly. There we go. Very nice. And then there's also the spawn points we can change as well. So I think what I might do is just bring it in, and we're actually just going to swing it over to this side, I think. Be a bit more realistic. So in that case, I'm actually just going to move this down a bit more. And let's just make sure that that stayed. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. And we need water out this way, so this is actually going to be quite the infrastructure development. The water down here, so we're just going to plop that down, and then we're going to bring it all the way over here, under the highway, I guess. Not the most convenient. And we got a bit of an autosave. And we're just going to bring this along this curved road, and we're just going to connect into this system. It's really inconvenient to build two systems of water in this game, so we might as well just stick with what we have. And we'll just preemptively build out over here, since we have the money to do it. Actually, we probably don't, because these farm buildings are super expensive. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're just going to look at adding in some of these farms. So the farm field. So this area, I feel, would have lots of apple trees. And I think what I want to do is I want to get some... This isn't the most effective use of this space, but I think some apple trees might be good over here. I did say I wanted to use this area for heavier industry, but I think it'll also be a good kind of block for this area. But over here it could be nice to fill in the space. Kind of second guessing myself here. Yeah, so this area is going to be a bit of a heavier, like a more industrial version of farming, so I think this is going to be a bit lighter. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring this off the road a bit. Ooh. And we want apples. There we go. And we're just going to get a couple of these in. Let's go with 3 apples. And then we also need, we have an animal pasture as well, which I think will make a separate farm over here or something like that. But we're just going to leave that for now. And we also have the grain silo here. And then the grain silo, I'm just going to have to adjust this because it is not letting me place beside it. So we're going to have to do this twice, unfortunately. Alright, why isn't it letting me place it right here? There we go. Bit of a waste of money there, but that's fine. And then we just need to place the grain silo down. I think that's the only one we have available at the moment. And I'm just going to place that... So it's going to take these crops and put it over here. I think for convenience sake, we'll put it right there for now. Alright, so with that, we have everything we need to start making our own crops. And we're not going to make any animal products at the moment yet, so what I'm planning on doing is we're just going to come out over here, I think. We also have an opportunity to build it over this way. You don't want to place the animal pastures on this type of land. You want to place them on non-fertile soil. I think what we'll do then is we'll take a rural road here, and we will just kind of make a diagonal. We'll turn straight, slope off. Oh no, what's this? Road bending. And we will just get a nice connection up. Turn anarchy on. I think that works. And then we'll get some animal pastures out this way. We'll keep them pretty close for now, because I just don't feel like they would be that far away at the moment, especially if this is a continuous farm. So there we go. These trucks are... Oh, no, they're not delivering goods. Oh, this one is. There we go. So now we'll be making some animal products. Alright, so with that, we just need to get to 160 workers. Sorry, 150 workers. We have 160 slots available. And because of that, actually, I'm just going to add in this, which I believe adds just a couple jobs. But I think that'll take us just over the edge. And I'll place that over here. Oh, it didn't add any. That's okay, though. We needed that anyways. And then we need to look at adding in some warehouses. And this one warehouse specifically will hold our animal products. So I'm going to use this one. We're going to look at placing it a bit over this way. I'm going to use the industrial road again. we're just going to place it right down here like this. This is just going to be temporary for now until we find a more permanent home for this. But this is... Actually, I think we can move this back a bit. I'm just going to use move it to do this. And we're just going to move it down ever so slightly. Right up like that. And I'm just going to check the zoning here. Yeah, look at that. We managed to hold the zoning pretty good as well. And then we can also look at these spawn points for this area. So I'm going to use spawn points. And we're going to move it all the way down here. And then into this loading bay. Now, the reason I like using these ones for animal products is because it's a bit more realistic. So we're going to leave it on balance for now, and then we're going to put it on animal products. All right. So we're going to use traffic manager along here as well, because I don't want a light here. I want these ones to go through, and we'll get yield over here. And then we also need to do that. There we go. And then another opportunity we have to do is just to help out with the traffic here, is use some asymmetrical roads or some 4-lane roads, which I think we'll use a 4-lane road for right here. There we go. We'll come back over to this way, and we will give dedicated turning lanes. All right, and then we also need to we definitely need to make this node a bit bigger. So I'm going to go with all offset. There we go. It's a bit cleaner. Fantastic. Okay, so we can also add in a asymmetrical road over here. But it doesn't always look nice. I wonder if this one looks a bit better. Nope, just is the same. Okay, and one more time we'll just come back and we will get dedicated turning lanes. Alright, fantastic. I think in this one specifically I'm going to have a dedicated right. Whoops. Alright, so with that in mind, we now have a farm going, more plantation. We'd probably need some more crops, and we need to get more people out this way. So I'm actually just going to look at perhaps bringing in another road. This time we're going to go with the dirt road. And I don't know how far back I need to be. Let's see, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go right to here. Bring this up for now, and then we will add in a couple more crops. We're gonna actually do normal crops this time. Yeah, there we go. I know we are spending lots of money on this, but that's okay. And we are going to make corn. Another very Ontario crop product. So bit of a cornfield here, and this is going to help out with creating enough feed for this area. And we also got a ton more jobs, and we are now going to name this area after a suggestion in the comments. Now, as you know, I do record quite far ahead sometimes, so I know this comment came on last Friday and it is Thursday, but we are going to name this farm Kerala Farms. Thank you very much for the suggestion. And I figured we might as well use that name for this farm because I think it's a very nice name. All right, so Kerala Farms. Sorry for mispronouncing that. This area now needs a bus stop because we need to encourage workers to come out here. So we're going to take our bus stop over here, and I'm actually going to delete this road up to here because this is going to turn out to be a bit of a bus junction for us. So looks like cars just stopped right there, so I'm going to place it over on this side. And then we're going to get the bus to come over here, over the top, and we're actually going to get it to hop down over this way. I'm going to place a stop over here, just temporarily, and as well as over here. It's going to help just guide the bus, because I don't want it to jump onto the highway. Alright, so we are then going to try to find a pretty good route here. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to come down over here. Yes, we're going to stop right here, and then we're going to stop right up here of Yonge Street, because this is close to the Queen Street bus terminal, so we're going to get lots of buses to come down this way. And then we're going to jump down over this way. I think right here is another good stop. So that's 2 full blocks in between. So we'll get through that. And then we'll come down over here and we'll stop right in front of the high school. And then which is on Harris Street. And then we're going to come back to Sabrina Street. We're going to stop right here. And we're going to mimic what we have already. And we'll cross the highway here onto Sabrina Street. Now this is a bit busy, so I think what we'll do is I'll actually just divert it below the highway here. And then I'll come back over this way. Actually, I'll just put the stop right there. And then we'll come back this way and finish it off. There we go. So I'm going to open up the bus tab, and we are going to name this. Kerala bus line. And we're going to change the color to green. Why? I don't know. 9 vehicles. I think we'll leave it at that for now. We'll actually bump it up to 10 to keep it at a round number here. And then what I want to do as well is we now have this bus line that kind of does a bit of a loop here. I'm going to actually get a separate bus line to go the opposite direction. Whoops. Looks like Harris Street's going to be a bit busy right there. And we'll come down this way. But I'm not going to take this one over to Kerala. We're going to then come up here. And complete the line. So this is just a bit of a loop. We don't need a lot of buses on this line. This is just going to be named Batherston. East-west maybe? And we don't need that many vehicles. We have 3. I think that'll be fine. We'll leave 3 on it for now. And we also need to change the color. Let's go. Oh, didn't even save. Batherston. East-west. There we go. Enter. And we'll change the color to how about like a dark red, or just a red, I guess. There we go. So that'll help pedestrians out and whatnot. But we do definitely have a definite need for another bus line. But we'll look at getting that in another date, or at another date, because we don't really want too many bus lines. But I think a bus line around here would be a good loop as well. But we're definitely getting some problems getting crops out this way, which is a bit interesting. Perhaps that is due to there not being enough workers out over here yet. So we'll kind of wait a little bit, throw it on 3-speed as well, which is something I hadn't been doing for this episode. But we are definitely nearing the next level for the workers. So I will wait for that to level up, because it looks like we're slowly getting up there. And I will look at continuing this area over here, which we were building before. And I kind of had an idea. I kind of want to make this a bit of a park. I would have liked to have this be like a continuation of Batherston Boardwalk. But I'm not sure. It'd be pretty easy. We just need to bring in a pathway over here along the back under the bridges. But perhaps we just make it a separate park. And maybe that's what we do. But I want to definitely finish the grid first. And I remember at the end of last episode, we were kind of thinking about how we were going to approach this grid. We're just going to go back to our normal road. And we are going to bring it straight out to here. And we'll connect up. And I know we have a connection right here. So I guess we'll follow that. And we'll also do the same thing That's not long enough. And this is off. Same with that one. Alright, so I'll just bring this down to about here, and then we will autosave. Snap it into that. And then the grid's going to be a bit strange over here. I'm actually going to see if I can turn off. We don't need development on this road. There we go. And then I will remove that. Alright, so let's bring this down to about here. And we don't need a connection over here though, but we probably should get a connection right here. And the zoning's a bit off over here, but that's fine. So I didn't want to connect up here because I don't want too many, I just don't want too many spots over this way, but I think it'd be fine to get some development over here. Let's see if we can bring this down one more. So this, let's just do it one more time. Oop, didn't do it far enough. Let's go extra far this time. There we go. So that's the grid. But I don't know if that's exactly the best idea to get a grid down all the way down here. Perhaps one more. Alright, so I'm actually just going to select all these nodes right here, and I'm just going to go to terrain height. There we go. Yeah, that's good. And then we can look at getting in a bit of a park around here. We can get connections all through here into the church area, and we will kind of copy this onto the other side here. So I'll do the same thing, bring this all the way down to about here, I guess. Oh, it's a bit too far. Probably should have just been using the dirt roads for this. I guess we can even just bring this road over. We could probably just get a simple connection right like this as well. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. And then we will continue this build. Like that. So we're coming pretty close to the water here, but I don't think I mind particularly. We'll take both those nodes and we will say to terrain height. Alright, so something we can do here is just to smooth out this area a bit. I'll actually just extend it out ever so slightly so we don't get the clipping of the road. So I'm just going to extend it out right here, and then I'm going to come back and smooth it out from here. Whoops. There we go. It's a bit nicer. And then we'll just smooth out this section too. It looks a bit too wild. Alright, so we've continued out Pakenhampton a little bit, and what I'm kind of eyeing now is we have a lot more residential demand, is I'm going to zone these squares as residential. And we'll get... Hey, look at that! We leveled up. That's what I was hoping for. But I'll just continue zoning this area a bit. We will actually... What am I doing? Holy cow. We'll get zoning right up to about here. And then I'm going to actually leave this part open for now. And then I think we can zone this part with housing. But I don't really want housing over here. Actually, yeah, it doesn't really matter. We can just do that. And we need to definitely finish off this area with water, because apparently we didn't do that before. Alright, so we'll bring that up and over, connect in, and we'll do the same thing right to here. Alright, so we'll let that all come in. We have a bit of commercial demand, so I will meet that need by adding in commercial zoning right there. And I guess we can also... I'll use the fill tool here. Oh, never mind. I'm just going to use this. And we'll get some, yeah, we'll do that. That works. And we'll get this all the way up to here. And then we'll get 2 small things over that way, but I think they'll be deleted over time. All right, so now that we have that in place, we can go back over to our farm. Just over here, Corral Farms is leveled up, and we'll level this up, or sorry, we'll place the buildings down for this this build, and then we will look at ending the episode. So we have some farm workers barracks, and I kind of thinking where I should place these. So it would make sense to get them close to this area here. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm taking the dirt road over here and connecting up right here. I think it's probably good, and we'll use them as a bit of, oops, wrong one. What was I even thinking there? I think if we do that, yeah, that looks pretty good. I was worried the trees were going to clip in a bit too much, but I think that's actually pretty nice. And then we can also get another one over this way, or right here. Let's go right here, because I like using them to see, like they look really nice alongside these, alongside the main building. All right, so we got all our small farms in, but what we did unlock was we unlocked the flour mill and the small barn. So I think the barn will place this right here. It'll help with that look a bit. And then we should probably also get a barn out over here. All right, so the flour mill. So this is a whole other industry in my mind. So we have the raw production over this way. So crops and animal products, the crops feed the animal products go over here. This is all connected in my mind. And then the flour is its own thing altogether. So I like breaking off the industries in this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a bit of a flour mill out over this way. So one, I want to make sure that we don't pollute the water, but it's going to be really interesting to build a flour mill out over here. So in my mind, the flour mill would have been here prior to this highway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep the original grid from the town. Let's go right here. Ooh, we jumped. I'm not actually going to build this bridge. This is just to get that. I'm going to delete the bridge here. Alright, so we're maintaining our grid. And let's try to line up with this. Okay, so we'll connect that. And we'll delete there. Right up to there as well. Okay, so I'm thinking that the flour mill, the original flour mill, which has probably been destroyed and replaced, probably would have been built right up against the water here. So why don't we, what was I even thinking? Not an industry area. Of course it isn't. So let's bring this out over here. Let's clean it up a bit. And bring this out over here as well. Okay, so let's get this flour mill out over here. So unfortunately, it looks like there is a pretty big pollution line. Oh, it's just noise pollution. Although I don't really think it would matter that much. Okay, so let's place this here. So we are clipping a bit. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to not place the flour mill here. We're just going to place it right here instead. All right, so with this in mind, we have this road connection here. So we are using the industrial road, and we are just going to pretty simply, so this is the straight connection here. I think if we get, we'll delete this. free-formed curve in right like this. How about we just go with a smooth curve here, and we will bring it out to that line. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, not too shabby. All right, so in order to maintain the flour mill, what we need, oh, we also got a cattle shed. So we'll make a milking parlor in a future episode, but we definitely need this. So we need some grain. So we'll definitely need to put them over here. And we can also look at getting in a second flour mill as well. No, I don't really like having this curve here, to be honest. So we will just delete it. And instead, we will just continue this straight. No, I don't want that. Yeah, this is going to work out great. And then I'm actually just going to move both of these over here for now. And we're just going to get 2 flour mills in here. But you know what? I think we'll wait until tomorrow's episode to kind of detail this area, because for right now, all we're really looking for is to just get the main products in place. I'll look at detailing them in a future episode. We're also just going to get this warehouse over here, and we'll put it balanced on flour, and then we'll move the spawn point into the yard. All right, folks. Well, that's where we'll leave it today. I know it was a bit of a longer episode, but I hope you don't mind. And I'll catch you in the next episode of Brockton County, an Ontario themed city. Let's go over here. Peace out.